welcome everyone to round 2 of the Dynamic Knights Esports at Interlagos, Brazil at the Tier 1 Masters Championship. The Brazilian Grand Prix has hosted many influential races throughout history. Now overlooking the track map of Brazil, we're looking at 9 corners to the left and 6 to the right for the total of 15 corners. This is a 2.6 mile circuit, roughly around 135 miles per hour average speeds, and that's if the track stays dry. Looking at the Drivers' Championship after round 1, Amazing Hour taking the win, getting inside that 3-second margin to take the top spot as well as the fastest lap. G-Force Aaron, who had a great start at the Grand Prix in the wet, just couldn't hold that gap when it came to the end of the race when it was starting to get nice and dry and dropping himself to P2. Wogboy, who had a fantastic ending, getting Driver of the Day as well in the 3rd spot. D&E Tao, who had a consistent race, slotted himself into P5, which equaled his top spot in the previous season. Both Williams drivers finishing P6 and 7, grabbing good points for the team. Bodod, the reserve driver from the first round, grabbed good points for Mercedes, locking out that P8 spot. And Plebs and Finn Kelly finish out the top 10 for round 1. Now on to the Constructors' Championship here at Dynamic Knights Esports Masters tier, as Racing Point took Team of the Day for round 1 at Albert Park. Red Bull Racing Honda on a total of 18 points, with Alfa Romeo just 2 points behind with 16. Williams, with both drivers collecting good points for the team, are on 14 on total. G-Force Hazard in his debut race collecting P4 for 12 points total for Alpha Tau. After the race report, Tau was jumped up to P5, collecting 10 points for Renault. None of the Mercedes drivers showing up, but because of Bodhod's brilliant performance as a reserve driver, collected 4 points for the team. And finally, to round it all up, with McLaren on 2 points with Plebs and G-Force Crossy. Now on to the Tier 1 Masters Multi for round 2 here at Interlagos. Because of the previous round, the safety car to kill a driver on the grid at any time is paying $7 from the first round antics with the safety car. Finn Kelly to finish inside the top 10, once again paying $4.50. Mercedes just to show up, paying $2.14. And Jay Banks to set a qualifying time, because in the first round he set a 1:19 flat, but it was invalid for the first round. Now, if all these multis hit, people are going to expect $229 of Dynamic Knights E-Bucks.
And it's lights out and away we go here at Interlagos. And Amazing Hour's got a good start, but he has to try and cover the inside line. Jonas around the outside. He'll have the inside for turn 2. He slots himself into the lead. Coming through 3. Oh my word, Banks having a massive tank slapper as well. Heading into turn 3. Down the Retro Foster they go. Jonas leads. Amazing Hour 2nd. Aaron in 3rd. Banks 4th. Wildboy slots down to 6th place, being overtaken by Mackenzie Stewart, who has had a superb start. There's a spin in the background. Who is that? That's Hazard, I believe. Down in 20th place. He's now separated from the pack. You can see here the midfield. It's just a car park coming through the tight and technical sections.
Soft to hards or mediums to hards around the same lap time. But it's getting nice and close. Finn Kelly's fighting out with Spilly here, side by side throughout that whole lap, really.
Very good stuff, very good to watch. And I think Finn might be thinking of a move here into 1. No, he'll back out. But Spilly locks up. That will compromise his run through turn 2. Can Finn Kelly get the switch back? No, he can't, but Tal is lining himself up very nicely. Might try a double overtake here if he can get a run, but can't really. Both drivers in front have got DRS and contact between Finn Kelly and Spilly. Dearing me. They both lose a position to Tao. So Tao technically did do
this, but Aaron, who's quite similar to Amazing Hour on ERS, has also got DRS, but he's just trying to maintain the pace to Giannis because he's dropping nearly out of that 1 second mark. As Giannis goes for a move.
Down the inside, and he gets the move done, but I think he would have copped the warning for that. Almost certain of it. Through turn 6, both Giannis and Amazing Hour go through.
And Wingman's opted for the mediums.
Sector 2, and Plebs is out.
Oh!
Right on board
safety car.
Tonky. And the safety car has been deployed, and there's Plebs. That McLaren very much dead. He does the exact opposite of what Hamilton did in 2019, and he gets an excellent start. Amazing Hour furiously moving the steering wheel, trying to get some temperature into those tyres. I noticed on the safety car restarts, it's quite difficult to try and get temperature into the tyres, particularly the rears. I've noticed I've struggled with. I'm sure these guys have found ways around it, as Banks is seriously under attack from Wogboy in 5th place. Into turn 4, over Stewart. This might be a good view, but go back to Wogboy. There we go. Wogboy can have a podium finish here in Brazil. Looking back, everyone seems to be behaving themselves from the looks of things.
SD and Finn Kelly just having a little battle between themselves, going side by side into the sweeping. But they're just having a nice little battle. It's nice and clean. That's what you want to see as well. They're giving each other plenty of space. Very respectful.
It doesn't want to deal with is Banks and Wogboy are now battling for 4th. So Banks. Oh, and hello, Mackenzie Stewart. Oh, in contact! And off goes Stewart. And off goes Wogboy, being spun round. Deary me.
Wowee. I wasn't really watching at that time. What? Were they side by side and they just moved across?
They were side by side. And yeah, Wogboy didn't know that Mackenzie was on his left. And he sort of pushed him off the racetrack. And because of the contact, effective final corner.
And he set overtake on early.
And here we go. It's a very straightforward move. An excellent run through turn 12. A bit of overtake. And he gets past the Ferrari with ease. Amazing hour. Becomes a new race leader on lap 23 of 36. Now, what is Giannis going to do in reply? Is he just going to do what Amazing Hour did? Sort of sitting behind for a while and plan an overtake that's going on back here.
Yeah, what is I've just seen like 2 overtakes.
Amazing Hour. Well, Giannis goes deep, pulls the car up. That would be a warning. Oh, and side by side between the Red Bull and the Ferrari, and the Red Bull comes out on top. Deary me. That was some rough stuff between the Racing Point and the Ferrari through the Center S. Very tight defending. Some brutal racing.
Here at Interlagos.
An astonishing drive from Ella Amazing Hour. He wins in Australia. He wins again here in Brazil. 2 on the trot for himself in Racing Point. And again, 2 on the trot for Aaron as well. 2 second places in Brazil and Australia. I expected a good result for him again, and I was not disappointed. G-Force Giannis in the Ferrari, a valiant fight for the lead, ultimately results himself finishing on the last place in the podium in 3rd. Jade Banks in the AlphaTauri, he was fighting with the top 3 until the safety car restart. He lost a fair amount of time and he ends up in 4th place. G-Force Crossy ends up in 5th with Mackenzie Stewart in 6th. Spilly in the Williams comes home in 7th place. Gaming Wafer comes home in 8th. ACW, massive improvement from last weekend.